Hi lovelies, how are you all doing today? Hope you're all doing really well. So I'm going to sit down with you guys and do another get ready with me, very old school get ready with me. I really enjoyed it yesterday. Yes, there was a lot of editing to do, but that's something small, isn't it, if you enjoy doing it. And I'm not saying I'm never ever going to go back to doing it live stream, because I know I will. Probably next week sometime, by the time you're watching this. So we're going to go in and do the under eye serum. So the Skin Glow eye serum with vitamin C and ceramides. Tells me it's brightening. I'm yet to notice the brightening. I don't use a lot, just one drop. So today I feel like fall. I feel like doing something like my makeup inspired by fall-esque, if that's even a word, because we're near now fall, aren't we? I googled it earlier and it said September the 21st. So we're less than a month away, about 3 weeks away from it. So let's try and do something around that. I've had to bring how many things in? 2 things in that weren't in my shop, my stash, but that's okay. We can talk about them as well when I go through all the palettes that I use this go around. So next is the Nivea Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Sensitive Firming Day Cream. So my skincare routine at the moment is quite simplistic. And that's because peak of the summer, I don't know whether it was allergic reaction from the creams that I was using. Right, I'm going to go in with the ordinary niacinamide, 10% plus zinc, 1%. Yeah, it could have been an allergic reaction from the creams that we're using. Soon find out, because I'll be using them again. Or they were bites. So you can see I'm getting a few breakouts here as well. And they are breakouts, they're not bites. So I just stopped using those particular creams and I've been okay since. And I think it was this eye got so bad I stopped wearing makeup for a week. There was no way I was going to put makeup on my face for it to get even worse. Really hurts here on my neck as well. And that's another thing. I was supposed to have been called to go and see the speech and language therapist by now. I'm getting a new speech and language therapist because the old one has either been transferred or she's left to go to a different hospital. Well, how does that help me? You know, I'm still under a speech and language therapist. How does that actually help me? She did say in September though, and we're not quite in September yet, and it could be at the end of September, so I just got to be patient. So I just tied my hair back in that clip. So I'm so into fall at the moment. I bought this at the weekend. Oh my gosh. From TK Maxx, and I've just put a coffee in there, so let's taste it. Right, so for some reason none of that coffee will go up in the straw. I need to get a different straw. What's going on? It's closed off. Right, I'm gonna have to sort that. I think you just take this off. Don't. You can laugh with me. Why don't they tell you that in the shop? Oh, it had this on the end of the straw. Never come across that before. So, right, now then, I've got some of the essentials in here. These are what I use like on the daily. I switch them out between some of my other things that I use. But most of them are Project Pans. So we're going to start off with... So the ice latte is a toffee ice latte. No, it's vanilla. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. Yeah, yesterday's video was quite long. Like nearly 50 minutes. Well, it was over 50 minutes. 55, and I got it down to 40. I think 45. That's what you can do with editing. I know a lot of people don't like to edit, but I don't have the memory. I'm using my old phone at the moment. My contract on my new phone, I call it my new phone, but it's a newer phone than what I'm using, is due to come up for a new contract in mid-October. So I want to get a new iPhone. I think maybe the iPhone 15. I want to get a bigger memory. If I can get the same plan, that is. If I can't get the same plan, I'm not going to get. Maybe I'll just get a different phone that I can film on. I've seen a very cheap Android one, so I'm not much of a lover of Android. That's why I always go for iPhone. But for filming, you know, it doesn't really matter. If I can get away with filming on this phone, I've taken most of the apps off it. It's got like 22 gigabytes storage. So basically what I have to do when I film, I can't film more than one video at a time, which is quite annoying. But I'm one of those types of people that like to put up one video at a time anyway. So is it really that annoying? Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. We're all here to see me get ready. Get ready with me for fall kind of thing. So, Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in light to medium. We are doing so well with this, guys. Can you see I've only got... It's in here. We've only got that left. A couple more days and it'll be gone. My sister sent me a photo. Apparently my niece has already picked out a birthday present that she wants off me. But hang on a minute, she's picked out something for £15 and she'll be 16. She needs to pick out something for more than that. It's a special birthday, isn't it? 16, so we'll see. I mean, I don't mind getting it if she wants it. Can't believe I did that with a straw. Right. So, for the glowy product, I'm going to go in. I always use some kind of a glowy product underneath the foundation. So, for the glowy product, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Glow Cherie Natural Glow Enhancer. This one is in Light Glow. I look like the Tin Man in it. To me, it doesn't look like Light Glow. Can you see? You know, luckily it blends out okay. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there on the cheeks. Then this glow, once I've put the foundation on, or the skin tint, as we're using the skin tint, you'll be able to see that underneath. You can see it now anyway, but you'll be able to see it underneath. I did wash some brushes this afternoon while I was listening to YouTube videos. Yes, Tammy, they were your videos. I'm going to go in with this Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics skin tint. This is the Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. It's the one I've been using pretty much all of my Shop My Stash since I pulled it out, that is. And rather than going with the sponge that I've been using, I found this in my brushes and it's not been used. So I think I got it from Primark originally. It's the HD Kabuki brush in 101. I don't think I like it for foundation. Have we finished the foundation finally? Right, no more is coming out. That's gone. I can see a little bit here. Has it? Is it just... Let's try and clean this up a bit. No, that's completely gone. Woohoo! Adios! Right, which one do I want to use? I think I've got a Primark one here. We're going to use this. PS My Perfect Colour Illuminating Foundation. A luminous finish with wild pansy and rose extract. It's got an SPF of 20 and it's in the shade Porcelain 1. I think last time I used this, you can see there's plenty in there, but it didn't come out. Oh, that's fine. I knew I was close to finishing the Jacqueline one, I just didn't realise how close. Now we'll just blend this in. I know it looks really light, but it is my right shade. Once I've got all the like bronzers on and blushers. Yeah, I don't think I like this brush. Just wondering if my niece would want it. I don't actually think she's wearing foundation at the moment, no. But that doesn't mean she won't wear it in the near future. We will still use a sponge. Just to make sure it's all blended in. What's everyone's preference for putting the foundation on? Do you use your fingers? I've done that in the past for skin tints. Do you use brushes? Do you use brushes and sponge? Or do you just use sponge? Right, okay, before it's going on me, we'll go in with some Face Facts Vitamin C Facial Mist. Coming to the end of this as well. My sister actually said, I get scent Addict every month, and she said to me, she said, you've got a parcel here. And I've asked them to send it here. You know, I changed the address on the package because Royal Mail just put it through the door, and she said it's come here. And this is the second month that it's done that. So the system's obviously not updating. Anyway, I'm going into the city centre with her tomorrow to get a few chores done and also have dinner with her and my mum, which will be nice. We never really do anything, just the three of us, so it will be nice. I don't know if to bring another foundation in because I've used that foundation and I think there'll be another couple of weeks. Or just to work on this. Like every time I use foundation, work on this one because this is Project Pan. So I do want that one out as well. I might do that. Now we're going to go and put some Glossier Stretch Concealer on. This shade is in G12. I'm making some real headway with that as well. Project Pan. So in my videos now I am putting what makeup I've used as well. Also there are chapters in every single video of mine. There have been chapters for a long period of time. But I just thought, you know, since I am doing like kind of get ready with me's, makeup tutorials, whatever you want to call them, it does make sense to actually put makeup in the description. I avoided that for so long because it takes time and effort. But what I tend to do, all the makeup I use, I tend to put it in the basket, take it into the front room, get my laptop there and just chill out there. Like, a lot of effort goes into my description, or it has done, at least I would say the last month or so. So don't forget to check that out. I always put like videos you'll love to watch or videos you may love to binge watch. So check that out as well. And then don't forget to check the cards out. You'll see things appear here. Clickable, just videos that myself or YouTube think you might like to watch. It really does help me out if you go and watch as well, guys. Because that algorithm is not my friend. Right, so I'm just brushing the brows out. We're not doing anything special with them. Now we're going with the brow glue, which should be in this basket. It's nearly all gone. What am I going to do when I've used it? I don't know whether to get a new one, but maybe like a coloured one. I did say in yesterday's video I'd like the NYX Stick It, but boy, that's expensive. Like, in some places it's £11 plus postage. Postage is like £3.99 from Look Fantastic, and in other places it's £13.99 for a brow glue. For why? You can see I'm shocked. Oh, that's such a good latte. Number 7, translucent perfect light loose powder. I'm also taking Slim Fast, not really necessarily because I want to lose any weight or anything. I only have one a day of them, and if you want to lose weight you're supposed to have 2. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Yeah, you're supposed to have 2. It's more for the energy, because I don't really have a lot of energy at the moment, guys, and it's just getting to me. And those milkshakes, when you do them right, when you put them in with semi-skimmed milk, they give you 14 grams of protein. Protein, we all know, gives you energy. So, and then of course you've got the nutrients and vitamins on top. So I don't think I've got the correct nutrients and vitamins in my body. So I think that's just the best way to do it. Washing's stopped. I think we're going to have a few makeup empties because this powder's nearly done as well. I'm really struggling to get any out. That's why I kept it in an extra month. I knew there wasn't much left. Can I get a bit more out though? Probably too much now. Then we'll put that little bit in the cap. I don't think you'll see it. You can actually see that there's not much, can't you? And once I really can't get any powder out, it's classed as an empty. There's no way I'm gonna take this off here. They're so hard to get off. And I've tried doing it a few times with different powders and I've ended up really hurting myself. So I won't be doing that. Just once I can't get any more powder out, there's a tiny bit left, we'll call it an empty. So we've definitely got one empty anyway, which I'm ecstatic about it. It's a foundation. You know how long it takes to empty foundations. Let's get the contour on. I just love this stuff. You know, I would recommend this all day long. Sephora Contour Stick. This one is in Fair to Light. I think they only do 2 shades though. Fair to Light and Medium to Deep. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We are getting a Sephora. It might already be here. I know we've got one at the Trafford Centre in the UK. And we've got one in London. And probably elsewhere. but we're getting one quite close to me. It's not really close. I don't live in Manchester, but it's a train ride away. Well, a bus and a train ride away, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to be going there soon. When I say soon, it's probably going to have to be after November, because my no-buy lasts till November. The thing is, there's nothing that I want, so why tempt myself? But I'd really, really like to be seen in a Sephora store, because I've not actually been in a Sephora store since I went to Portugal, and that was years ago. So it'd be nice to at least go and have a look. Right, I've washed this brush. Actually, I didn't wash it. I'm getting confused because I washed the other brushes. This one was in my bag of brushes, so I just got it out and I put it with some newer brushes that I can use that are completely clean. So this one is the Mange Face Flat Brush. I'm sure this is for foundation, but I like to use it as contour, and I've got one for blush as well. So what questions can I ask you today? I asked about what brand you like yesterday. There's not really a lot, is there? You can ask me questions if you want. And like I said yesterday, as long as they're not awful questions, I will answer. Or you can just put your questions that you've got to ask me down in the comments, and I'll do a Q&A at some point. Maybe a Q&A, get ready with me, that'd be cool. If I get enough questions. Right, so we're done with that brush. I'll just froth now. Whoops. Froth and ice. Sorry guys, you don't wanna hear me slurping that. Great ASMR if you've got earbuds in. Me slurping my iced latte. So there wasn't that much in after all, but it was nice. It was nice while it lasted. I made it myself. It's not one of those that you get out of a carton. I made it myself with my smoothie maker and a sachet of the latte that comes in a pack. You get a pack of 6, and they're not ice lattes, it's just like coffee powder. I put a bit of milk in, put it through the blender, put some ice in, and there we have it. Let's now go on with the bronzing powder. You know, from last night's live, I used the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit in Universe, and we're using this one. So I just need to get the brush for that. Try this one. I think it might be too fluffy because the pans in these are just really, really small. But the one advantage is you can kind of dip in and dip in like that because it's right on the edge of the bronzer. So I wouldn't say it's my favourite bronzer. I wouldn't say that. Where it's at for these Hourglass palettes are the blushes and the finishing powders. It's not even at the, these highlighters. I'm not a fan of them either. But it's nice that they're in there, especially if you have not tried Hourglass before. This was my first ever Hourglass palette. And I've never regretted it. I'm glad I'm working my way through it. Like, this is Project Pan. Most of the items I'm going to be using today are. Like, this wasn't Project Pan, but I just wanted to use it up. So in a way, it probably is project pan, but without me saying it's project pan. Okay, so the bronzer's on, looking good, looking good. Let's put these brushes back. I'll leave the blending one out though. Right, so because I'm doing quite a warm look today, I want to go in with a blush that I've not really used a lot this go around. Too Faced Papa Don't Peach. Do you remember this, guys? So it looks like that. Still smells heavenly of peach. I love Too Faced products for that. So, yeah. I'm just going to go in with this Real Techniques buffing brush. This is really a foundation brush too, isn't it? But I guess you can use it for anything. Used a cream blush as well. Like, I should have used that. Never mind. If I use it again, we can use that. And I just want to see what this looks like on the skin without anything underneath it anyway. Now this should go into a project, just because I've had it years at this point. Look at that glow though. Let's just add some more blush on. I don't even like blush cheeks. Let's just go mad with it. Right, and then we'll blend it out a little bit. So who else is ready for fall? We call it autumn in the UK. But, like, when I'm doing videos, I say fall. This is water. So I'm switching drinks out now. Right, so highlighters, guys. There's two that we're going to be using. I used this yesterday, this one. This Super Shock. This is another Project Pan item. So Super Shock in Lunch Money. And I don't put an awful lot on, but it is Project Pan, as I've said. And I just want to finish it up. And then I normally go over with a powder, because this is cream to powder. So like that. And then we shall go in with the MAC Soft and Gentle. So as you can see, you know, there's a lot of progress there. It's practically nearly half. I mean, I'd say it's more than half that we've used so far. So I'm going to go and get a brush for that. Right, so I'm going to use this brush. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill one. I do not support her anymore. And even I didn't support her before all the drama. I've got a few things from her. All I've got left in my collection now is a loose highlighter. So I should really decide whether I want to keep it or put it in a project or pass it on. I'm not just going to pass it on just because of, like, all the drama. If it's something that I like on my face, then I'm going to keep it. Right, and then for powder, I was all at 6s and 7s. I was like, what powder am I going to use? It's because in yesterday's video, I used the Charlotte Tilbury one. Well, that's not a Project Pan, so won't be using that today. It's a very nice powder though, guys. Just going to put these brushes in this little thing I've got over there. Right, so we're going to use this. This is a Project Pan. I'm showing you mainly all Project Pan things, which wasn't the intention. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the progress. There is progress though, guys. You will see it on my next update. My next That's Expensive update. Because that's kind of, that's the project that it's in. Is there any project pans you would like to see me do next year? Like, I've done rolling projects from like previous years where you do, say, like for next year I'd bring 26 items in and it would be a rolling project pan. And every time one left, I would just go and put another one in. So I've done that in the past. But I'm just wondering, I mean, I've done fun size the last couple of years. I've been working on that Natasha Denona mini retro palette. I've done That's Expensive project pan. I think that's also been a year and a half. They both have. So just let me know what you want to see. Or if there's any other content that you would like me to film, I'm more than happy to try. Somebody asked me a while ago to film a video with all drugstore products, a full face of drugstore. So I'm going to do that. I'm sure I've done a full face of high-end products in the past as well. So I'd need to go and check that. And if I haven't, I will get that sorted as well. Let me know if you want me to do anything else. So that's that. And then I'm going to go in with the Dalba First Spray Serum. Hydrated and Radiant Skin. That's what it looks like. We all know I don't like it, but sometimes you have to use things you don't like to use them up. And it leaves your skin really nice and hydrated. This bottle, guys, is 100ml and it's lasted me months. One, because I don't use it every single day. Excuse my throat. Yeah, one, because I don't use it every single day, and two, because I don't really like the scent. But look at that glow now. It's just brought the glow back to the face. What I want to do, I know I said I wasn't going to use this, but it looks really, really good under the eye area. Look how they look now. Let's get that puff. And I'll show you if you didn't watch yesterday's video. So it's the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder that we're going to use. Airbrush. So that one there. It's like a peachy pink undertone, so it brightens. Just tap out the lines. I know we've got powder under there anyway, but I mean, just look at it though. You can see the difference straight away, I think. I'm not being delusional. You can see the difference. I really need to sort my nails out. Don't you just love it when you get the neighbours underneath your window chatting? You not just move, like, go somewhere else, so I don't have to listen to it. I'm trying to film over here. Right. Now we need to put some eyeshadow base on. So I've just put the eyeshadow base on. You really don't need to see me doing that, and it can take up time. But it's the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime. And this one is in shade 1. And I've just noticed, look at it. Look at all the paintwork that's come off the tube. This one is going to be out of the collection really, really soon as well. I really like it. I got it on sale. I think I paid about £1, £1.50, because my local Superdrug, where they sold Juvia's Place at the time, they was not selling Juvia's Place anymore. They do that a lot. They did it with Flower Beauty. They did it with Freena. But I managed to get some bargains by going in at the right time. Anyway, nearly done with that. So I don't know what I'll use after that. I do have an Urban Decay one, but it's nowhere near as good. And concealers just don't do it for me. I used to use MAC paint pots, but they are expensive, so I don't know if I'd splurge on one of them either. Let me know if you've got a good drugstore primer that you can get in the UK, if you know of any. I'd really appreciate it. Then I'm just going to go in with this shade here. So this is the Revolution Pro HD powder contour in Fair. I just need to get the brush I was using yesterday. And these take forever, these powders, to get through, but I've already gotten through one. And then I'm nearly done with that one. What I'm going to do with this palette afterwards, I don't know. I won't use the contour powders. This palette is on its last leg. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to try and work with this one. The banana powder should be okay. I know this one won't be. I mean, that could make a good bronzer. Because I do have fair skin. That's a bit too fair though, isn't it? Maybe a good crease shade. But these here, definitely not going to use. I'm probably not going to use that either. Maybe I could try it for like inner corner highlight. I don't know. So that's that. I just thought I'd share that with you. Got all sorts going on this desk. So fall is coming. And I've not used these Colourpop palettes for quite a while. And some of you may say, yeah, they're more summer. I guess you could then call it summer/fall. But the eyeshadow, the single eyeshadow, is absolutely stunning. So we're only using it for the mattes. So we've got this Colourpop Coast Coral. So I'm not going to use any of the shimmer from it. And then we've also got the Baby Got Peach. This only has a few of the shades in. So really this, and this. So I'm going to leave them open. And we may go back and forth through them. I don't know. Right, so first of all then, I'm going to start off with Crush. This one here. So let's get a brush for that. And I have no idea of when this will go out. The one I filmed yesterday is not going out for a few days. Just because there's other videos that need to go out before it. Otherwise, it just wouldn't make sense. Like in yesterday's video, I was wearing this accessory. It's new. It's from Boho Moon. And it wouldn't have made sense for me to put my Get Ready With Me out before I put the Boho Moon video out, because people might be inquiring about the necklace. They do ship worldwide, by the way. And shipping to the US is actually not that expensive. They had a £10 sale on when I bought this. I love anything to do with the beach. Seahorses and shells and, you know, not necessarily fish. What's this one? That's like a starfish. And then we've got like 2 gems here at either side. I do really like it. Should have been £28 originally. And I'm like, yes, please. I just wanted a break from the necklaces that I have been wearing. If you probably won't be aware of them. Actually, you should, because I have done some like longer form content. So, just not a lot of it. So, you probably saw the necklaces. I don't know where I put it. I put one in a box. I hope I've not thrown it out. We're done with that shade. Right, now we're going in with Baby Got Peach to go in with Perky. This slightly darker brown. Right, I really need to start taking the colour off the brush now. Then, well, we've got Half Baked and we've got Ochre or something like that. Let's see what we've got in the Costa Coral, because I do want it to be more peach than anything. Okay, let's go in with Angelfish. This one here. They are a bit powdery, but that may be with age. Let's flick it out a bit. It's not really a technical term, it's kind of a Nandi term. Let's go back in with that shade there from the contour palette. Just want to make sure it's blended okay. Right, let's get some glitter primer on, guys. And I said this in yesterday's video, I recommend glitter primers all day long. Not this one especially. I mean, does it do the job? Yeah, it does. But my Holy Grail one is much better, which I don't have it in my collection at the moment. And I've no plans to get it in my collection until I need it. Say no to the makeups. I'm just trying to figure out now what I want to do with the under eye. Do I want to go peachy under there? Maybe we'll just go in with a mix of angelfish and drop off. Just wiping the brush off that I used yesterday. I wouldn't say it's going to look peachy. It's going to look more brown. I hate doing this. I prefer kohl eyeliners. But sometimes you have to get a cohesive look. That's one good thing about the Colourpop £9 palettes. You do get a very monochromatic look. Now, if you don't like monochromatic looks, then it's not a good thing, but it is a good thing for me. You don't have to think too much about what you're doing. That's what I like. I think they're very simplistic, very beginner friendly. Yeah, it makes doing your makeup very, very easy. Now we'll put the shimmer on and I'll get a better idea of if I want to be deeper out here. It's just such a gorgeous shade, guys. So all the shades that I want to use, all the singles that I want to use are indie singles and they're in here. I've already used the purple one from Pastel Roses. I used it with the Essence Cosmetics I liked and more of it, so I'm going to show you that one. So that looks like that, and that one is called Soothsayer. So I've already used that. I used it in a live stream, so you won't be able to find it just in my videos. If you go over to live stream and go over to where all my Essence videos are, you'd be able to find it if you wanted to see it. But I've not used any of the others. Today I want to use this one down here. It's a really nice autumnal shade. I think that's from, where is it from? Solar Delirium, Terramoon Cosmetics. Now that's the only shade I have got from Terramoon Cosmetics. A friend sent that to me. It is a bit chunky. That's what it looks like. So we're just going to tap that onto the lids. Oh my gosh. It's quite sheer. I don't remember it being this sheer. But definitely fall themed. I look at this now and I'm thinking of leaves on the ground. Yeah, I think we're going to have to darken this bit out. Right, let's go on with a bit more for the other eye. What's your favourite indie brand, guys, by the way? And what's your favourite company that do singles? I think mine's Pastel Roses, but that's just because the company that are in the UK, they're my go-to as well from the UK. That's stunning, is it not? I think I want to put some at the back a little bit more though. I've not used it a lot. I've used it, I think this is the second time now. This is why I wanted to pull singles out every time I shop my stash. I didn't pull these singles out, Tiny Decisions did. So I don't really get a choice on what I'm using. But it is fun to know that I'm going to be using some singles. Right, so now what I'm going to do, there really isn't a dark brown in there. So let's go to the Baby Got Peach. Okay, let's go in with this one. So it's one of their sequin eyeshadows, but it is pretty dark. Yeah, it is. And I don't know. Oh, actually, I do know what I'm going to use for in the corner highlight. In the corner highlight, we could possibly use this one. So I think that's the lightest one in the palette. Ready or Yacht. I'm not too sure if that palette is how it came, but oh my gosh, I stuck the brush in my eye. Right, so those two palettes are going to have to go into my ever-growing eyeshadow drawer as well. So, again, I will go into this little palette here. And we'll just make sure it's all blended out. Normally I'll go in with a liner shade. I'm not doing that today. We do mascara. I just started talking to myself because I switched the camera off to get the mascara. So yesterday I used Essence of False Lashes Mascara Extreme Volume and Curl. Not really a fan of it. Today I'm going to be using the 17 Bigger Better Lash. Really, really like this one. This is, I don't know if it's a Holy Grail, but it could be. I don't know what I'm doing for lips. That's the only thing. Realistically, if I'm making this all about fall, it should be a fall lip, shouldn't it? I'll have to see what I've got then. I know I've got a few of those Super Stay Matte inks. So that's that. Part of me doesn't want to do this because I feel like I'm going to ruin the look. But the ones I've got is the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. That one's in Fighter. And then this one, I'm sure I got this and I really, really liked it. So it's the Maybelline Puma collection. And then this one is in Unapologetic. I wore it and my friend Lisa went out and bought it, so it must look okay. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not really, I mean, it's pretty dark though, right? If it doesn't look alright, then it's going to get decluttered if I don't like it when it goes on the lips. So, let's see. I'm scared. I actually don't mind it with this look. What's the other one then? What's the difference? Because to me, in those packaging, well, that one does look lighter. But what's on the dough foot with this? Yeah, that's pretty dark as well. If they're quite similar, I do want to only keep one. And the other one can go. Yeah, so that's where I am with those two. I feel like this look looks even more fall now. The lipstick goes with the liner down here. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm sure a lot of you will. I've had quite a few comments lately. But anyway. Ooh, I'm rocking it now with the hair like this. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.